What's up, guys? What? J Frosty. Picked up a couple things for the Civic. A fuel tank is going to go in there, and I got a fuel pump and a cap and a filler neck. So I'm going to put these things on there and see if I can't make a little bit of progress. Check that out. Nice fuel pump. Still need a sending unit for the fuel level, but I don't see any reason I can't put this on now. So we're going to start getting this sorted out. Getting this fuel tank ready to go in there. I think that's it. Yeah. That's a nice looking part. Yeah, I like that. That's starting to fill some of the puzzle. All right, a couple of things make sense about that. Well, that's absurd, but I guess it'll work. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to have something specific for that. All right. That seems plenty tight. All right, so need a main hose and I need the fuel level sending unit. So we gotta go on that too. Maybe. Okay, all right. That's what we got for today.
Later.
Put a couple more minutes in on the Civic. This is in place. Tubes coming down. Got lines ready to go. Here, a couple lines to go on. Probably should have put this one on first before I raise this up. But whatever, working on it. Straps are here, so the tank is in place, sort of. I'll drop this down and connect that one hose, but that looks to me like the tank is getting pretty close to installed. Still waiting on this hose here. I don't have that one. I don't have the size, just hanging around in the garage. This will go up in there for a vent, something like that. Probably not as long, obviously, but that's that idea. Gotta connect a couple things here. This will go onto there. This goes onto there. You know, basic stuff. I found my float here, but it's just trash. I mean, it's just rusty, so I'm gonna bite the bullet and buy one of those. They're expensive too. They want like $100. But, you know, it'd be nice to know what the fuel level is, so I will throw that at it. That's what's going on with this piece of crap. There you go. Keep on cranking.
Several days later.
There's one more piece of the puzzle on the Civic. So they gave me a couple of hose clamps, which is nice. And then this is supposed to go from here over to there. I guess it's time to cut this to an appropriate length as well. And that's just extra weight. Something like that. Yeah, that's annoying. I think I do need that to come down in order to properly put that on there. Okay. Looks better. These couple of hose clamps. Get this over there. This back in there. Actually get this thing on there. This fell out. That slot. You can probably just tighten these right up, but I'm going to wait to do that until the level sender arrives. Waiting on that. Another part to the puzzle in place.
3 days later.
Very nice. So once I get that installed there, that should be the end of the fuel. I'll go ahead and do that now. Looks like it's got an alignment tab. So it's supposed to sit right there. That tab really does have to go into that spot there. And there's just no way to set it there because there's something in the way inside the tank. All right, comparing the new with the old, tabs are in the same spot, but the float bends the other way. So that means this float needs to be facing the other direction. I don't see any way to quickly disassemble this. So what can I do? Just bend this the other way? Just take this and bend it over there? That's probably the move. I don't know why you gotta do that.
10 seconds later.
All right. What I eventually landed on is I bent this around, and so it goes in there and clears whatever's in the way. And that actually fits. And I should be able to get this started and move on to the next thing. So then these connectors are insanely crusty. I'm gonna put them right back on as is. They actually don't match. It's supposed to be OEM, but it doesn't seem to be. I don't think that one fits either. That means I'm gonna be cutting up a lot of the wiring to make this work. Okay, well, that's what I'll have to do is I'll cut these connectors off, put spade connectors on for both of these so that these connect. It's crazy how much of a pain in the ass everything is. There's a scene. I'm gearing up to just cut all these off and then put on new spade connectors and just plug them in and call it a day because I don't understand what the issue is with the original plugs not fitting these replacements. So yeah, I'm just going to solve the problem by cutting the ends off and forcing them on there. That's probably going to be boring to watch, so I'm just going to do it. That's pretty much it. I'm going to heat shrink these. They're connecting on there looking like that. They're a little close together, but I think it's going to be all right. And I'll bend the tab a little bit away. Give me a little extra room. Just waiting for this one to cool down so I can put the heat shrink over it and then put the heat gun on them. And I guess that'll be that. I don't know why this had to be such a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. It's gonna work. Here they are. Okay, there they are. That's the whole deal. So those are on there. And I've got the screws, so I'm just gonna put this plate back on and be done with this section. Hopefully never look in here again. I do still need to put the tank straps tighter. So hopefully I don't forget about that. Remind me to do that, please. Okay, there you have it. Fuel system nearly complete. As soon as I get that tank straps tight. Maybe I should do that while I'm thinking of it. All right, that's the fuel system officially done. I guess next I'll try to see if I should address that or completely ignore it. And the engine's got to go in. So if you hung around, thanks.